Hello, my YouTube world. This is Johnny Mo, baby. Coming to you with a little question and answer. Wanted to give a shout out to Timothy. I'm not going to give your last name because I'm not sure you want that out there on YouTube, but he owns TNT Lawn Care out of Wisconsin. Thank you for emailing me. I'm going to answer a couple of your questions. We're going to talk about a few things, and we're going to call it a day, man. Tell you what, this spring has been tough to get going. You know, I always give the analogy of the train, where the train is trying to really get going down the track, and it takes a while for it to go. Well, it's a little tough because now today we got snow. Tomorrow we got a winter weather advisory. We just have a lot of, it's been windy. It's been raining every day. So it's been a little bit tough to get that train rolling, but don't be despaired. You will get going. Just before I answer these questions, remember my thesis and how I treat this business is a game. And if you're doing it right, you should be budgeted out all the way out until June, maybe even to July from last year. So that way you don't have to worry about slow starts. You don't have to worry about, am I going to make enough money to pay May's bills? Am I going to make it till June? So you should be budgeted out. You know that the weather will break at some point, and you'll be able to get that train rolling in no time at all. You'll be cutting one lawn after another. Boom, 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 boom. But to answer some of Timothy's question, he asked me, is working for a real estate company worth it? Absolutely. I do work for my bank's foreclosures, and absolutely is worth it because you could charge more. What you can do is get in touch with the realtor company, whoever's in your area, whether it be Remax or whoever it is, and just say, hey, listen, I'm interested in taking care of some lawns for you, and I am sure that you'll have you can contact banks, you can contact real estate companies. Just make sure you're not working for a management company. And again, I'm going to stress to every single one of you, do not work for management companies. If you turn down the work, they will eventually go out of business because they'll have no one to call to get work done, because management companies make you jump through hoops to get your money. And they're going to mess with you and mess with you and mess with you to the point where you're just going to get fed up. So don't work for management companies, Tim. If you can just subcontract yourself out to a realtor company, I'd say yes, because you can charge more. The only downside is make sure you have really good, solid equipment, because generally when I've been called in to do some of that kind of work, the lawns are a mess. You go in there, the house is under foreclosure for banks, and the lawns are 2 feet high. You can't see what's in there, and it takes a really long time to get them into shape. And then oftentimes when you do get them into shape, they're not really willing to pay the recurring fee to keep it up. The one bank that I work for does, but it's kind of like every other week. But once you get into shape, it's not too bad. But I do charge extra for those. And so definitely, definitely worth it. In that aspect, and all you have to do is call around the banks, call around the realtor companies. Now, there's some realtor companies that are just tough to deal with. I've done work for one realtor company in town. I took care of a property that a guy moved over to Italy. I was taking care of the property, and as long as he was paying for it, the bill was good. But once the realtor company started paying for it, they started getting out there 60 to 90 days. Had to start calling. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought remail. Oh, I'm sorry. And I don't want to work like that. So be very careful. Make sure that you find out the payment plans up front. So if you contact a realtor company and say, hey, I'm interested in mowing any of your properties that need to be taken care of, and they say, oh, good, we're really looking for somebody. And then you say, okay, you work out the fine little details. You'll go take a look at the property. And then make sure you throw in there, what is your payment process? Like how fast do you pay? Like, what is your payment terms? And, find out how they do things, because, in a commercial level, you don't really dictate in commercial when you get paid. Generally, commercial could go, I like to be paid within 30 days. Commercial can go 60 to 90, and it could be a little bit difficult playing around with commercial. So, having said that, next question he asked was aeration. You don't have an aerator, but you want to learn how to sell aeration, and you want to start doing aeration. First of all, you said you rent an aerator. I wouldn't rent an aerator until I build up some clientele. I would go sell. I don't have my own aerator. I rent it still. I'll sell, what I'll do is I'll sell a whole bunch, and then I'll block out maybe 2 days to do that, and then I'll rent it for 2 days and get them all done. And as far as, charging for aeration, it's a difficult thing to charge, because I can't really tell you how I charge, because it might not apply to Wisconsin, or it might not apply to wherever you're from. I do everything by square footage. I measure out the lawn, length times width, and then I have like a simple formula that I use, and then I add a stop charge. My stop charge for my business is $20. So say it was $5 per 1,000 square foot. You're doing a 10,000 square foot lawn, so that would be $50 plus 20, 70. Now my minimum for aeration is 75. I will tell you that. I will not do any size lawn. It has to be between 70 and $75. If it's just a real small one, it'll be 70. But for $75 to me is the minimum I'll go on aeration. So that's about how I do it. I length times with everything, especially because I'm in the fertilizing business. And you really need to know the square footage so that you are actually putting down the product and you're getting enough of the active ingredient into the lawn. So you got to know. So that's why I do it. Some people just go up to a lawn, they look at it, okay, I'm just mowing it, I'll bid at that. So I like to know what the acreage is. So if anyone calls me in the future and says, hey, Johnny, I'm interested in having you fertilize, I could just look at the customer profile and say, okay, your lawn is 15,000 square feet. And then I can give you a price right over the phone. So I break everything down to formulas. Everything that I do in bidding, Tim, is about formulas. And I have a formula for mulch. I have a formula for pruning. I have a formula for rock jobs. I have a formula for snow plowing. I have a formula for mowing. And you want to make it as easy as possible and not overthink it. Just go out, know your numbers. I do a monthly budget. In fact, I'm a little late on this month's budget, but I did this month's budget, and I went ahead and did May's budget. And that's what I was working on here in my office when I read your email. I figured I'd get this quick video out to you. But those are great questions. I hope that helps you. Like I said, if you want to email me, it's best to email me at johnfrue@gmail.com. It's JOHNFRUE@gmail.com. And then I can get back to you because I do everything off my phone. I'm never really on my computer in that manner. So what else we can talk about? So this morning I was just going over the budget of the business, and I was just thinking back about all the stuff that I did. And I've been in business for 20 years, but here's something I want to put out to you, and what I want to put out to you is, why do you do what you do? Okay, that's the question. And the reason why I say that is because I was watching a motivational speaker this morning, and this is the thing. I'm just sitting relaxed now. We're just talking here. This is the thing. How do you know when someone's about to con you? You know what I mean? When someone starts to sell you a dream before they sell you the product, you're being scammed. And let me break this down. Now, this is from 20 years being in business. This is how I know generally I'm being scammed. When someone's trying to sell something to you, they sell you the dream. They sell you. It's just like when you go to like a car dealership. They don't ask you price. They don't start out with that. They're not trying to sell you the vehicle. They're trying to sell you the dream of you owning the vehicle. And so what happens is you get in the car and you start driving. Now, what I'm about to teach you is going to save you. And I want to be real serious here. I'm going to be a little bit joking around, but I want to be serious. Because I believe, if you're in the Northeast right now, the economy in the Northeast, especially if you're working in steel plants right now, is really bad. I mean, the steel industry is taking a really big hit. And I believe things are going to take a downturn here. You're like, oh, John, you're being so negative. You should be positive. You got to be realistic. And I'm going right now teach you one of the marketing techniques that people use, especially motivational speakers, car salesmen, and different aspects like this, people that work for multi-level, those like Amways and those different things, those multi-level pyramid stuff. And this is what they do. And so you go to a car lot, you step on the car lot, a salesman approaches you, hey, how are you? Nice day, small talk. What can I help you? What are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for a, Ford Mustang, we'll say. And, okay, well, I tell you what, I have one right here. Why don't we go take a ride? What do you think of this baby? And it's all shiny, nice, and look at these bells, and listen to this sound system. I tell you what, here, let me get the keys. I want you to test drive this. Okay? The reason why they do that is they want you to visualize yourself owning. Now I like the power. While they're doing that, there is a process in your body that is going on. They know the process. The process is the fight or flight. You're getting excited. Your kidneys are excreting adrenaline, epinephrine, and what's happening is your heart rate's rising. You're getting excited. You've got this good feeling, and that's what they want. They want that feeling because they know in the fight or flight aspect of decision making, you're going to make desperate decisions in those times because those organs and those things were made for if a tiger jumped out behind a bush and it started to rah, rah, those organs would step in, give you adrenaline to be able to either outrun it or fight it, or give you extra strength like in your legs where you would need the muscles, your arms. The heart would need more oxygen, so you'd be pumping more and more blood, and you'd have to make drastic decisions in those times. And that's what happens when someone starts to push you and they start to sell you a dream. And here's what I want to say. It is in those decisions that you make some of the worst decisions for your life and for your business. Right now, the spring is some of the worst time for you to be making decisions in your business. The best time to make a decision when you're calm, cool, relaxed, you can see the whole picture. See, when you're in a fight or flight stance, the only thing you can really see and concentrate is on the thing that has caused the fight or flight adrenaline flow through your body, meaning the car, or meaning the excess load of business that you are now receiving. The phones are ringing and you haven't properly done your scheduling, so you don't really know, but the phones are ringing. You got this excited feeling, I can't wait to get going, and then all of a sudden you're out there and you realize there's not enough time in the day. All of a sudden you got to hire someone and you're making all these decisions, but the only thing you're really looking at is the very thing that caused the adrenaline to go. The only thing that you can possibly look at is the tiger that's jumped out behind the bushes. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're either fighting or you're flight. You're fighting that problem, or you're just so frustrated you flee it. You're like, give it up, I'm done. The motivational speakers that want you to buy into their program, they put a lot of pressure on you. They're trying to invoke the adrenaline to start flowing so that you'll make a bad decision. And I'm here to tell you that when people start selling you dreams before they start selling you product, you're being scammed. And I want you to be calm this time of year. I want you to understand that the decisions you are making, make them out of a clear mind. Don't make it in the middle of fighting a tiger. Don't make it in the middle of driving the car. They're selling you the dream. They're trying to invoke that response for you to sign the paper to move on. Now, I've said all that to say this because I'm asking you, why are you doing this? Because if you cannot answer why you are doing it, and it can't be money. Money cannot be your motivation. If money's your motivation for doing this business, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because money will never make you happy. I know people who have $1 million incomes that live in big homes that get divorced, or they're just as broke as someone living in the projects because they spend up to their level of income. sometimes you'll go to a motivational speaker and they'll have you so fired up they believe that you can possibly get in the 1% of the multimillionaires and billionaires that live in this country. And it just cracks me up. It makes me laugh that people come back from this and they say, oh, I'm going to be a multimillionaire. And here's the thing. If you look at the 1% of how they make their wealth, have you ever looked that up? Look up how the 1% are truly made their wealth and see what the common denominator. I'm not going to tell you, just look it up. If you're not even in the business to create the wealth to do that. And it just makes me laugh, and I feel bad because I have a friend of mine, he's in his, middle 40s, late 40s. He's had 5 businesses. He's a big Anthony Robbins. Robbins got, whatever Anthony. Oh, yeah, Anthony Robbins is phenomenal. I love him. He's had 5 businesses that failed. You're 46, 47 years old. You got 5 businesses that went in a tank. You've ran that corporation in the ground. You've got real estate that, this great real estate deal. You never made a dime on the real estate, and now you're barely getting along. And the classic answer is this, and this is what makes me laugh. The classic answer is this: well, I've just found 5 ways not to fail. Those are really good answers, but those are motivational answers. Those are the classic answers. And I feel bad for people because they never get into their true why they're doing what they're doing, and they never stop chasing a dollar. And then all of a sudden at the end of their life they realize they spent all their life chasing the dollar, and they never truly understand that they've been scammed most of their life. Anthony Robbins wants you to buy his books and I've read some of the books. I like some of the stuff that Anthony Robbins say. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are people that just chase a dollar. And there's that multi-level pyramid stuff. They don't sell you what they want to sell you. They sell you a dream first. Like they'll show you, you're riding on a ski do, and your wind's blowing in your face and water, and your wife's on the back, and the kids are on the inner tube in the back. Everyone's having fun, and you're sitting on a beach and you're sipping margaritas, and you got the umbrella up, and I never need an alarm clock ever again because I can sell this. And then they tell you what you have to do to get to that. They sell you that, so that'll motivate you to do that. When you understand why you do what you do, you'll never need that. Do you get that? Now, this is true motivation. I'm trying to get, and it's like when the latest edition of turf and landscape management and lawn and landscape, there's no articles in there. And I'm about to start to do something. And tell me what you think, guys. If you've made it this far in the video, tell me what you think. I'm going to start something called For the Rest of Us. And what I mean by that is for the common everyday folks that aren't multimillionaires, who understand that there's no multi-million-dollar businesses even in where I'm at. And there's more of us than there are of them. But what they do, because they know that they can get the advertisement from them, they can get advertisement dollars, so they keep pushing the notion that there's all these million-dollar companies and billion-dollar companies, and they think that every single one of us want to be at that level, and they target and market that because there's money over there. It's just like some of the bigger landscape companies, they won't really talk to you unless you give them $5,000. And you come to their private little meetings and you do all this and that, and you have to be this level of company. The truth is, the only reason why you want that level of company, let's just be real, it's because you're in business. Let's be real. And you know that they probably have the disposable income to get to that event. And you basically are trying to get $5,000, some are $15,000, some are $20,000 from that company. And only serious applicants, only serious raw. But what you don't know is that if you're in a community that does not promote it, if you're in a community that there's no chance of you getting, I live in a community where one of the oldest steel factories just shut down 2 months ago. It's done. They put a sign on the door. It's over. One of the biggest steel mill companies in the United States that's located here is at a 30-year low for this year. Meaning this is the lowest they've ever been. The economy, I believe, is about to take a downward spiral. And I don't know how far down it'll go. I'm not going to be that doom and gloom, but I am going to say this. I would not be buying brand new mowers right now. I would not, be going out and spending all kinds of money because the outlook doesn't look that good. And I wouldn't want to be caught. And, it doesn't mean I wouldn't go buy a mower if I needed a mower. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, look at your area. Is it thriving? Is stuff being built? Is now, if you go down south of me, Cranberry and Robinson Township, there's buildings going up everywhere. I mean, look at it. I mean, Walmart is closing stores. There's a reason behind that. So, think before you make a move. Excuse me. Do not just go into the lawnmower store and go in there and look at the shiny new equipment and then run around the parking lot real quick and just get so excited and get that adrenaline flow and you sign the papers when you haven't really thought out where are you at. So I want to end this video is, why are you doing what you're doing? And it can't be just about money. You know what I mean? It can't be, because if it is, you'll be let down. And that's all you'll do is chase money for the rest of your life. You'll work like a chicken with your head cut off just to make, and here's funny. Here's the funny thing. I spot fake people right away. It's like, they use the Dale Carnegie, book thing to you. They ask you questions that they already know the answers to. They try to make you feel important. And, they'll ask you like, well, what do you think about this? I'm thinking about buying this. What do you think about this? And you're getting played, and they don't care what you really think. They're just using Dale Carnegie to make you feel important. But the biggest thing is, when someone's just chasing money, because the only time they ever come around you or talk to you is when they want something. You know what I mean? Because they're so obsessed with making money, and they don't care how they make the money, whether they sell a book, whether they do videos, whether they, do business, whatever. It's all about making money. Their whole life is about making money. I've got Facebook, I got Instagram, I got Snapchat, I got Periscope, I got this business, I'm everywhere. I can honestly, you're nothing more. You're nothing more than just trying to make money off other people, and that's fine. But the problem is that you're fake. Do you get that? You're fake. And in the end, you'll never be truly happy, because money is the thing that you chase. But if you want to be happy, answer the why am I doing what I'm doing? When you can answer that, that'll take you through the problems of life. That'll take you through the tough times that come to you. And I'll guarantee you, tough times are coming. That'll take you through all of that when you answer the why you do what you do. Instead of, I need Grant Cardone, I need Anthony Robbins, I need this person, that person to motivate me. I can't do nothing unless E.T. gets on my screen and he motivates me to do something. Well, if you answer the why, you will become much happier person, and realizing that money is the byproduct of work. That's all it is. Money is the byproduct of work. Now, how you wish to obtain the money is the why. Okay? Answering that question, why? Why do you do what you do? What makes you happy? What makes you, when you go out and do it, you feel fulfilled? And if you're not doing that, you need to start working towards that. I'm not saying quit your job right now and go do that. I'm just saying, in order for you to be at your most and best potential, you have to be answering the why. Why do I do what I do? If you're always coming home like, why? It's because someone motivated you to, you think you're going to get rich and you're going to do this and you're going to have all this money and money's going to be pouring champagne over my head, cigars. I'm sitting on a boat. I want to tell you a story. And I'm going to end the video here. One of the richest guys I've ever met in my life. He's just a pure, nasty individual. Very arrogant. What he did is he bought companies and corporate rated them and sold them off. And he did that for a lot of years. And I believe he was 56 or 57 when he retired. All the money you could ever want. Just, I used to work for him. And he was just a nasty individual. Like, he would nitpick. I don't like that over there. Do you know who I am? I'm this person. I'm that. Yeah. You shut your mouth. You do your work. He paid his bills. He retired around 56, 57. Just nasty individual. I remember one time he was out riding his bike and I was doing work on another person's property and he jumped off his bike. You know who I am? Like, yes, sir, I do. That's right. Don't ever forget. And that's how he ended the conversation. It's just a nasty individual. And, when you buy companies, corporate raid them, then sell them, piece them out, you make profit, that's fine. He ended up divorcing his wife, left her, and, did what he wanted to do, left her in shambles. And he retired young. 56, 57 is pretty young. Moved away. I'm not going to say where he moved to because I don't want certain people who watch my channel to put it together and think that I'm talking about them. But he moved away to, a southern state where he could be at the beach, had a boat and everything. And he ended up dying of a heart attack at 59. All those years of chasing money, all of that stuff, all being a nasty person at 59. Now, I don't know why that happened to him. He was looked like he was in pretty good shape. But this is what I'm talking to you about, guys. This is the moment. You could be riding your mower right now listening to this video. And you could be asking yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? It can't be just about money. You know what I mean? Money will come to you. If you're a hard worker, your business will be successful. If you're just patient enough, you're good with your money, budget it, get ahead where you are. Don't wait for happiness to be down the line. Well, when I get to that place, I'll be happy. Because I don't really think you will. Because I like I said, I do work for multimillionaires and, they're no more happier because they're making $1 million salary than the person living in the project who makes nothing. And that's the question, is why do you do what you do? And we are in the spring season, and you're getting excited. You're wanting to go. Be very careful that you don't make decisions based on looking at the tiger. Because if you can't see the whole picture of what's going on, you'll make very bad decisions. And you'll make decisions that will affect you from years from now. You can make a decision in 10 minutes, in the next 10 minutes, that can affect you for the next 10 years. That's how important this time is. And people are very skilled. You could go buy that Mustang and find out when you got back after you drove it, your adrenaline's rushing, and they're like, okay, let's talk about this. I could give you this deal right now. You could go home right now. In the next hour, you'll have the keys to that. Your adrenaline's rushing, epinephrine's flowing. The only thing you can see is the car. You're not seeing down the line of what is coming because you've got this $500 payment now, and you didn't see or you didn't perceive that anything was going to happen. You didn't know that you were going to lose your best customer. You didn't know that life was going to take a turn. And if you're thinking clearly, you can almost see some of the bends in the roads in life. So, I don't want to make this video go on forever, but I really want to help you during the spring is to watch that adrenaline process. If somebody calls you or you're talking to a motivational speaker and the only thing that they can sell you is a dream, you're being scammed. Straight out. You're being scammed. You are absolutely being scammed because on the backside of that dream is a slap in the face. They want you to buy that product. They want you to take their services, and that's what they want to do. If your services, if your product does not speak for itself, and you got to sell a dream, then your product's not good enough. That's Johnny Moe. This is my time. And if you're selling a dream instead of selling the product, your product's not good enough. Have a great day, guys.